Companies come to us at different stages in their journey towards sustainability, or whatever that goal could be. It could be carbon neutral. It could be just to reduce energy by X%. Some are already well versed in their baselines. They already know what their plant's doing. They have sub-metering in place already. They can present it. Here's our baselines. We know where we are. We want to get here, and we can help them get there. Some come, we don't even know where we are. Like we want to save money. We know we're using a lot of water or electricity. We don't know how to reduce it, and so that's when we sort of start, from a foundation of building that baseline with them. So whatever their starting point is, we can work with them. But then it's helping figure out the most efficient and cost-effective way to get to whatever goal they have is where sort of the common denominator with everybody. Like, we have these targets we need to get to, help us get there. Whatever those targets are, we can come in and help them. And along the way, so moving from just doing assessments and, here's your report with opportunities, and getting into helping them actually implement this thing, like shovels in the ground, so they can actually realize the savings. They're not just numbers in a report on a shelf, but they're actually in place, saving money, and then tracking those savings. A really important step for us and for the companies as well to be able to actually hit those targets. So as an example, we were metering water consumption at a facility and noticed that there's a significant amount of background consumption when there was no production. So over the weekend, they had a really high water consumption. I think it was like 40 or 60 liters per minute of just baseline water use. And so we noticed this through the data, and our team went in on a Saturday when there wasn't any production, and essentially they walked around the facility with a portable flow meter and figured out where the various water losses were. And I think there were about half a dozen areas they discovered that were losing water, whether it was just a float that was stuck, we're flowing water constantly, valve that wasn't working. Fairly simple repairs, nothing too complex. And I think by 4 p.m. that day, the baseline was down to like 0 liters per minute. So that's a really great example of having access to that type of detailed information that's live data. When you look at your monthly bill, it can hide a lot of things that you don't see unless you look at granular minute-by-minute consumption. So there's several instances of that where we notice there's a really high consumption. Facility doesn't really know what's going on. We can go in, work with them, do an additional study, and figure out what the root causes of that extra consumption is, and then implement things to eliminate or at least reduce it as much as possible.